The Academy of Logic and Light was built on one belief: education is the path to empowerment, and everything you're about to see, you can actually do at home on your own, without any being standing between you and your own healing. We don't hold knowledge as power over you. We believe that sharing it is what makes you more capable, more sovereign, and more free. And that's exactly what this is. A full breakdown of the release and reset ceremony we do here at all, so that you have a complete understanding of every ceremony aspect. Because being informed means you now have the tools to choose what resonates for you, and the knowledge to know that these tools have always belonged to you. Cord cutting is the intentional release of emotional and energetic attachments that no longer support your growth. Humans have been doing this for thousands of years across Greek magical papyri, Italian folk magic, and countless global parallels, all with different tools and different language, but with the same deep understanding. That connection leaves an imprint, and that release is sometimes the most necessary thing we can do for ourselves. And it sits at the intersection of spirit and science, because when we connect with people or experiences, or even past versions of ourselves, we form patterns, not just in our memory, but also in the body and in the nervous system, which is precisely where our attention flows and where those patterns take up residence. And sometimes those patterns outlast the invitation, which is why this practice isn't about forgetting the person or the energy you're resetting. It's about releasing the hold that something has on your energy right now, so that you can discover what your energy actually feels like without it, and allow space to observe how new connections with stronger boundaries can begin to serve you. The brain supports this work too, because when you visualize, your brain activates as if it's genuinely real. And ritual gives the nervous system something: a before and after. Something the mind can organize itself around so you can begin to move forward. Think of emotional cords like charging cables left plugged into devices you no longer use, where power is still flowing and your attention is still being pulled simply because the connection was never consciously unplugged. And cord cutting is just that, calling your energy back home to you where it belongs. The process itself is beautifully simple. When you light a candle with intention, different colors carry different intentions. The candle simply gives your intention somewhere to land, so something is actually changing. And you're not just thinking about release, but watching it happen right in front of you. Fire is one of the oldest ritual tools on the planet. Hape is a sacred Amazonian plant medicine, traditionally used for grounding, clarity, and energetic reset. And the most important thing to understand about it from the start is that it's not about escape, it's about presence. And it comes from lineages where the Yawanawa, Huni Queen, Katukina, Nukini, Matses, and Puyanawa tribes each have their own blends, their own preparation methods, and their own songs. Because preparation is ceremony, and prayers are literally sung into the medicine as it's being made. The energy that something carries is as important as what it does. And that's exactly why sourcing matters, and why the Academy sources from 4 Visions Market, which works directly with initiated medicine makers, elders, and lineage holders, that has returned over $1 million to land preservation, language revitalization, and elder care in the communities that created this medicine. Because authentic plant medicine carries the energy of the medicine makers and a connection with nature that simply cannot be manufactured. In terms of experience, the simplest way to describe it is to imagine your mind as a browser with many open tabs. Hape closes the tabs, brings you fully back into your body and into this moment, not somewhere else, but all the way here, home to yourself. After clearing comes sealing. And after a release, your system enters a new state that needs something solid to organize around. Research shows that physical objects can serve as a cognitive anchor that improve focus, stabilize change, and engage the brain networks tied to safety and belonging. And a talisman is an object intentionally charged with purpose, protection, empowerment, or the anchoring of a new intention. And every civilization has understood that objects can hold meaning across time and that a physical anchor reinforces and stabilizes an internal shift. The talisman solidifies that new reality. And the simplest way to understand it is to think of it as changing the password after you've already rebooted and cleared the system, because something has genuinely shifted, and now it's reinforced. So you choose the object, you charge it with your intention, and you carry it forward as a living reminder of who you are now. When something is released, space opens, and that space can be filled intentionally with light and frequency and love and intention. Or it can simply fill on its own, which is why frequency work is such an important part of this ceremony. It guides what comes next and ensures that what fills the cleared space is aligned with who you're becoming rather than who you've been. The chakra system is one map for understanding where we hold emotional experience in the body. And you don't have to believe in the system for it to be useful, because it's a map and not a mandate. And what is scientifically proven is that sound and breath and focused attention regulate the nervous system measurably and consistently, which is exactly where science and spiritual practice shake hands, because the release opens space and the frequency fills it with something aligned. Think of it as patching the wall after removing the nail. Here's what we want you to hold on to. Everything in this ceremony can be done completely on your own. That's genuinely enough, and you already have everything you need, because we teach this in community, not because you require the group, but because something real and documented happens when people gather with shared intention. When two or more nervous systems are in proximity and aligned in intention, they begin to synchronize. Heart rate variability shifts, brainwave coherence increases, and cortisol measurably drops. And this isn't mysticism. This is biology, and it mirrors what every tradition has carried for centuries in its own language. One voice alone in the wilderness can't last long. Two voices create a harmony that survives a little while. But three voices, a community, a song, can last a whole season. So when you come to an all ceremony, you're not coming because you can't do this alone. You're coming because you choose the amplification, and that is an act of wisdom. Here at All, we believe that all energy, regardless of the form it takes, the tradition it comes through, or the name it is given, originates from one source where we are all connected. And we honor that without requiring anything from you, offering simply an invitation to experience. Before any ceremony we lead, we acknowledge the land we're on, the elements we're made of, and the directions that hold the full range of what it means to be alive. Because land holds frequency, and sites of ceremony and gathering accumulate coherent energy over time. And when we acknowledge the land, we acknowledge that we are a part of it and honor those that came before us. Earth that has its own history and its own intelligence. And we anchor the spiritual in the physical, because that is simply good stewardship. East holds air and dawn. It's the place of new beginnings, of vision, of the breath you take before you speak your truth for the first time. In many traditions, East is where ceremony opens, because you always begin in the place of beginnings. It's the mind waking up, the seed cracking open. South holds fire and summer, that driving, burning yes inside you that says grow, move, create, go. South is will. South is passion. South is the part of you that doesn't just have a dream, it chases one. It's midday, full light, nothing hidden. West holds water and dusk. This is the direction of release, of grief that becomes grace, of the long exhale at the end of a season well lived. West is where things transform, where the caterpillar stops pretending it's fine and surrenders to the dissolving. It's not an ending, it's a becoming. And North holds earth and winter, the wisdom of stillness, the knowing that comes not from doing, but from being. North is your ancestors, everyone who came before you, who survived what they survived, so that you could be here asking these questions. The roots you can't see, but that hold you upright anyway. Now, different traditions assign different animals, different angels, different energies to each direction. The Lakota hold it one way. Celtic traditions hold it another. They all see the compass. They just describe the landscape differently. And none of them are wrong. They're all looking at the same mountain from different base camps. As an Earth being, the tools are yours, and the power has always been yours. And we're just here to help you remember that, because you now have the knowledge and the tools to do all of this completely on your own. So trust yourself. You are the keeper of your energy, and you decide where it goes. And if you're local to Salt Lake City and would like to attend one of our in-person events, click the link in bio. Or feel free to reach out if you have questions or are looking for additional support from a trained practitioner. We honor the differences, and then we invite you to feel what resonates in your body, in your lineage. Spirituality is not owned by any one tradition, teacher, or text. Don't forget to join our Patreon, where you'll find all of our classes, events, workshops, and topics. And if the information you saw today resonated with you, please like and comment and subscribe and share, because this community is genuinely stronger when we work together.